News One au cœur de l'information. News One, le tam-tam du continent.
Friday, the 9th of January 2026. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 6:30 p.m. news live on News One. This is the headline. Cameroon takes center stage tonight with more than just a match at stake as the indomitable Lions face Morocco in a high-profile showdown. National pride, football rivalry, and the quest for continental supremacy collide, setting the tone for what promises to be a thrilling evening for fans across the country. That was it for the headline. The developments are more up next. It's a pleasure having you once more again this evening. I am Jackie Nyebele, your news anchor. Cameroon will take on host Morocco in the quarterfinals of the 2025 African Cup of Nations at the Prince Moulay Abdallah Stadium in Rabat today, January 9, 2026. In the following report, Fabrice Kedinga presents the stats.
This is the fourth meeting between the sides at the AFCON finals, with Cameroon being undefeated against Morocco at AFCON with 2 wins and a draw. It is their first AFCON meeting this century and their first clash at the finals for 39 years, 11 months and 29 days. Their first AFCON meeting in 1986 ended 1-1 in the group stages, with Abdel Karim Karimou putting Morocco ahead in the 63rd minute before Roger Milla equalized in the 89th minute. Both teams, however, progressed from Group B.
Still talking about tonight's encounter, excitement is building in Kumba, southwest region of Cameroon, as Cameroon prepares to face Morocco in a decisive AFCON quarterfinal tonight. In a region long affected by conflicts, football once again offers a powerful symbol of unity and hope as fans throw their full support behind the indomitable Lions. Fabrice Kedinga with reactions from Kumba town in the following reports.
Kumba, a football-loving city in
Sorry for that technical problem. And with the aim to improve urban mobility, road safety, and living conditions for residents across the Yaoundé 1 subdivision, the mayor of Yaoundé 1 launched a road walk at the Nyom High School area, signaling a renewed commitment by the municipal authorities to improve the living conditions of the population. Reports. Launched on January 7, 2026 at the Nyom High School area, the regrading of access roads in the Yaoundé 1 Subdivisional Council marks a new phase in the policy to improve the living environment and conditions of local populations driven by Mayor Jean-Marie Abouna. The effective start of the work took place under the coordination of Mr. Isomba Aline, head of the technical service of the council, in the presence of the municipal council, Noah Soter, and Christian Oleme, head of the project unit. On the ground, technical teams are already hard at working restoring better road conditions on the new target axis, which have often deteriorated due to bad weather and the passage of time. The objective is clear: to ease urban mobility, improve road user safety, and enhance the attractiveness of neighborhoods within the subdivision. These regrading works are part of the continuity of actions undertaken by the Yaoundé 1 Municipal Executive, which has made the improvement of local infrastructure a key pillar for its public action. The execution of this work was made possible by the recent acquisition of civil engineering equipment by the Yaoundé 1 Subdivisional Council. This strategic investment strengthens the municipality's technical autonomy and enables faster and more efficient intervention on the communal road network. For Mayor Jean-Marie Abouna, this initiative reflects a constant determination to address the daily concerns of residents by proving concrete and sustainable solutions. Through the regrading of access roads, the council reaffirms its commitment to building a more accessible, functional Yaoundé 1, family-oriented towards the well-being of its population. In economy, Cameroon is facing a growing fiscal pressure as the state prepares to mobilize nearly 150 billion francs from 2026 to settle outstanding payments linked to major infrastructure projects. The obligations detailed annex of the 2026 finance law span the energy and transport sectors and raise fresh concerns about budget sustainability. Fabrice Kedinga with the details.
Cameroon will need to mobilize nearly 150 billion francs CFA from 2026 to honor outstanding financial commitments linked to major structuring projects, according to annexes of the 2026 Finance Law on Public Investment Monitoring. The largest financial pressure comes from the Nakchiga hydroelectric power project. About 75 billion francs CFA is required to clear unpaid electricity invoices owed to Nakchiga Hydro Power Company between August and December 2025. Under the contractual take-or-pay agreement, the state is required to compensate for any default by electricity distributor anew, a budgetary risk already flouted by the International Monetary Fund. The government is also faced with a 16 billion franc CFA debt to Sino Hydro relating to additional works on the Memvele Dam, whose output continues to fall short of initial projections. In the transport sector, the Kribi-Lolabe Highway represents another major obligation. The state must urgently raise 33 billion francs CFA to cover rent arrears and payments due in 2026 under the Public-Private Partnership Agreement with China Harboring Engineering Company. Additionally, 22.5 billion francs CFA remains unpaid for extra works carried out during Phase 1 of the Yaoundé-Douala Highway project. These accumulated obligations underline growing fiscal pressure on the state and raise concerns about the sustainability of financing major infrastructure projects amid budgetary constraints.
The mayor of Feyumojok in the southwest region of Cameroon is reported to have been released from captivity, according to local source. The mayor was allegedly abducted in Manu, but no group claims responsibility for the abduction. Sources says he was abducted by separatist fighters. No official statement have been made regarding the release, which reportedly occurred on January 8, 2025. In an amateur footage, the mayor is seen coming out of an armored military vehicle accompanied by elements of the Rapid Intervention Battalion, the B. Over to Ngaoundéré, the University of Ngaoundéré has approved a 7.167 billion franc CFA budget for 2026, aiming to strengthen academic excellence, improve student welfare, and support research while consolidating the achievements of the past years. Details. The University of Ngaoundéré has adopted a 7.167 billion franc CFA budget for the 2026 financial year, reflecting a slight increase compared to the previous year and confirming the institution's commitment to consolidating its achievements while strengthening academic excellence and research. Meeting in an ordinary session in Ngaoundéré under the chairmanship of Adi Abdoulaye Aman, the board of directors approved what the representative of the Ministry of Finance, Umate, described as realistic budget. The allocation prices recurrent expenditure with 6.8 billion francs earmarked for operations aimed at stabilizing existing gains, while 270 million francs CFA is reserved for investments. The approved budget places particular emphasis on improving the living conditions of the university, nearly 27,000 students, enhancing teachers' working conditions, and supporting research activities. Board members also praised the institution's performance during previous financial year. Under the leadership of the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Mamadou Abdul Mumimi, the university successfully cleared 1.5 billion in outstanding tax areas and strengthens its vehicles fleet thanks to a special donation from the head of state. Academically, the university recorded significant output, awarding 1,786 academic bachelor's degrees, 980 professional bachelor's degrees, 861 research master's degrees, 340 professional master's degrees, 535 engineering diploma, 61 Doctor of Veterinary Medicine degrees, and 70 PhD doctorates. The university's international visibility continues to grow through externally funded research projects, including a U.S. Army-funded cyber security project worth $400,000, alongside support from the Agence Universitaire de la Francophonie. In addition, 16 students received grants totaling over 300 million to establish junior enterprises. In terms of partnerships, 15 students from the University Institute of Technology are currently pursuing training in France, while students from the Higher School of Veterinary Medicine completed academic internship in Romania. In recognition of these achievements, the Board of Directors congratulated the Vice-Chancellor and his team for the ongoing modernization and positive transformation of the University of Ngaoundéré. From Ngaoundéré to Douala, from bustling markets to major transport hubs, waste disposal remains a pressing challenge in Douala. In areas heavily traversed by traders, commuters, and residents from Dokpasi Market to Tradex Lokpom, heaps of refuse continue to impact sanitation, mobility, and public health. Micheline Bilowa for the report.
Along the Ndokpasi Market in Douala 3, waste accumulates at entry points and along pedestrian walkways, creating unpleasant odors and obstructing movement. Traders and customers often struggle to navigate between stalls as plastic bags, food waste, and packaging pile up, waiting for collection. Further along the road, behind the 7th District Police Station in Douala 5, waste left on either side of the road contributes to blocked drains, heightening the risk of flooding during heavy rains. Residents in the Makepe Block M area also report daily challenges, noting that refuse collection comes irregularly, leaving waste exposed to street vendors and passerby. Even at Tradex in Lokpom, a major transport and logistic node, waste disposal systems are struggling to keep pace with high traffic volumes. From Dokpasi to Lokpom, via Bapenda and Makepe, the common thread remains the same: insufficient disposal infrastructure and delayed collection services. City dwellers point to overflowing bins and informal dumping as key issues, while environmental health experts warn that prolonged exposure to unmanaged waste can fuel disease and deteriorate urban living conditions. Authorities have pledged sanitation campaigns, but residents insist that sustained action, regularly refuse collection, and community cooperation are essential to transform Douala's waste landscape and protect public health.
Still in Douala, residents are raising alarm over the growing accumulation of refuse across several neighborhoods, warning that the situation poses serious health and environmental risk if urgent action is not taken. Fabrice Kedinga says residents of Bonaberi are not happy.
Inhabitants of Douala, particularly those living in the Bonaberi area, have raised alarm over the growing accumulation of refuse, a situation they say is making life increasingly difficult and posing serious health risk. For several weeks now, piles of uncollected garbage have been visible along major roads, markets, and residential neighborhoods. The waste, which includes household refuse and plastic materials, produces an unbearable stench and has become a breeding ground for flies, mosquitoes, and rodents. Residents say the situation worsens daily, especially during peak hours, affecting businesses and exposing children and the elderly to health hazards. Many fear a possible outbreak of diseases such as cholera, typhoid, and malaria if urgent action is not taken. Some inhabitants of Bonaberi accuse sanitation services of irregular refuse collection, claiming that garbage trucks have not visited certain neighborhoods for weeks. As a result, residents are forced to dump waste in open spaces, drainage channels, and along roadsides, further aggravating flood and environmental pollution. The poor state of hygiene has also impacted road users, with refuse sometimes obstructing traffic and creating an unpleasant environment for commuters entering or leaving the economic capital.
And beyond our borders tonight, the Alliance of Sahel States has condemned the reported capture of the Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, calling it a violation of national sovereignty. Until something else, 4 people were killed and 24 others were injured as a Russian airstrike on residential building in Kyiv, Ukraine, according to emergency service. Micheline Bilowa.
The Confederation of the Alliance of Sahel States, bringing together Mali, Burkina Faso and Niger, has strongly condemned what it described as the capture of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro. In a statement, AES leaders denounced what they called a violation of Venezuelan sovereignty and an act of foreign interference. They urged respect for international law and warned against destabilizing actions that could worsen global tensions. The declaration adds to a growing list of international reactions dividing the global community. In Somalia, demonstrations have taken place in Mogadishu to protest Israel's reported recognition of Somaliland, the self-declared breakaway region. Protesters accuse Israel of undermining Somalia's territorial integrity and violating international norms. Somali authorities have reiterated that Somaliland remains an integral part of Somalia while calling for calm. The issue has reignited regional sensitivities as Somaliland continues to seek international recognition more than 3 decades after declaring independence. 4 people were killed and 24 others were injured in Ukraine as a Russian airstrike on several residential buildings in Kyiv, according to emergency services. The attack caused significant damage, trapping residents under rubble and prompting overnight rescue operations. Ukrainian authorities have condemned the strike as a deliberate attack on civilians, while Russia says it targeted military infrastructure. The incident comes as fighting continues to intensify, with civilian areas increasingly affected by the conflict.
And in our sports page tonight, Cameroon will take on host Morocco in the quarterfinals of the 2025 African Cup of Nations at the Prince Moulay Abdellah Stadium in Rabat today, January 9, 2026. In the following report, Fabrice Kedinga presents the statistics.
This is the 4th meeting between the side at the AFCON finals, with Cameroon being undefeated against Morocco at AFCON with 2 wins and a draw. It is their first AFCON meeting this century and their first clash at the finals for 39 years, 11 months and 29 days. Their first AFCON meeting in 1986 ended 1-1 in the group stages, with Abdel Karim Karimou putting Morocco ahead in the 63rd minute before Roger Milla equalized in the 89th minute. Both teams, however, progressed from Group B. Cameroon eliminated host Morocco in the 1988 semi-finals, with Siri Mekanaki scoring the only goal in the 78th minute. They met for a 3rd time at AFCON in 1992, with Cameroon defeating Morocco 1-0 in their opening Group B match as André Canabi scored in the 23rd minute. Cameroon went undefeated against Morocco through their first 13 meetings between 1981 and 2017, winning 6 games and drawing 4. Morocco have won the last 2 meetings between the sides, including a 2-0 victory in AFCON 2019 qualification on November 16, 2018, courtesy of a Hakim Ziyech brace. Morocco also won their most recent meeting at the 2020 CHAN, defeating Cameroon 4-0 in the semi-finals en route to lifting the title. Cameroon have faced AFCON hosts 13 times previously, recording 6 wins, 5 draws, and 2 defeats. Cameroon's only losses against AFCON hosts came at the 1970 and 1996 group stages, when they lost 2-0 to Sudan and 3-0 to South Africa respectively. Cameroon are unbeaten in their last 6 matches against AFCON hosts, recording 3 wins, 3 draws. Cameroon have faced hosts in the knockout round 6 times previous, with their only defeat coming in the 1986 final against Egypt. They defeated Senegal 1-0 in the 1992 quarterfinal, Morocco 1-0 in the 1988 semi-final. Mali 3-0 in the 2002 semi-final. Ghana 1-0 in the 2008 semi-final and defeated Nigeria on penalties in the 2000 final after a 2-2 draw. Cameroon kept 9 clean sheets in their 13th AFCON meeting against hosts, including their last 3 against Mali in 2002, Ghana in 2008 and Gabon in 2017. Cameroon's biggest win against a host was a 3-0 victory over Mali in the 2002 semi-final, while their heaviest defeat was a 3-0 loss to South Africa in the 1996 group stage opener. The stage is now set for one of Africa's most interesting football games.
Still concerning tonight's encounter, excitement is building in Kumba Southwest region as Cameroon prepares to face Morocco in a decisive AFCON quarter-final tonight. In a region long affected by country, football once again offers a powerful symbol of unity and hope as fans throw their full support behind the indomitable Lions. Fabrice Keninga with the reactions from people from Kumba.
Irving City in Cameroon's southwest region is alive with excitement ahead of the highly anticipated Cameroon vs Morocco 2025 Africa Cup of Nations quarter-final clash. Streets, bars and neighborhoods are awash with national colors as fans chant slogans in support of the indomitable Lions.
We are happy for their performances, and that is why me as a business person selling at the roadside, I've bought mayo to sell for the Cameroonians who want to support them because we love them.
For residents, the match represents more than football. In a region that has endured years of conflict, the game is widely seen as a symbol of hope, unity and peace. Many believe football has the power to bring people together and restore a sense of normalcy and collective pride.
I will always wish the best for the indomitable Lions on behalf of all Cameroonians that we are. You know that we Cameroonians have been longing for peace. But I think at this time we are not only preaching or longing for peace, we are longing for perfect peace. And this perfect peace, one of the things that can bring it as a catalyst is football.
Cameroon heads into the encounter with growing confidence. The indomitable Lions have shown resilience and determination throughout the competition, earning praise for their fighting spirit. Under the guidance of coach David Pagu, the youthful squad has steadily improved, delivering disciplined performances and gaining the respect of supporters and opponents alike.
Go for Cameroon first and foremost, but I would like to say objectively that Cameroon went with a very mediocre team. No renowned player in the team except perhaps somebody like Eta Eno Eyong and Bram Demo, who are doing also very great. The one with the mediocre team, but we see so far they are progressing. They are doing fine, absolutely at this juncture. They are not doing bad. They are doing okay.
A victory against Morocco will not only strengthen Cameroon's AFCON ambitions, but also provide a major moral boost to a nation eager for moments of shared joy and unity. As anticipation reaches fever pitch in Kumba, the eyes of the nation are firmly fixed on the Prince Moulay Abdallah Stadium in Rabat, where Cameroon's AFCON hopes and the dreams of millions will be decided tonight at 8 p.m.
This is the end of this 6:30 p.m. news live on B News 1. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. See you soon. Happy weekend.